Greetings! Today I'm going to do an science experiment. I've been thinking for a while about what question I want to answer, and I think I've found one. But before I tell you what question I'm going to answer, we need to go through what the scientific method is, because that's the method and the process that all good scientists go through before they start a science experiment. So the first part of the scientific method is question. You have to pick something to answer, and I found something that I'm curious about. The next part of the scientific method is hypothesis. You have to make an educated guess about what you think the outcome will be. What do you think the answer is to your question? Number 3 is experiment. This is where you make a plan and you test the hypothesis. You gather materials, you create a procedure of how you will scientifically test your question and your hypothesis. Number 4 is data. While you're experimenting, you'll be taking measurements and observing what's going on, and that is all part of your data that you'll use then to answer your question. And number 5, where you analyze, where you look at, where you take a deep look at the data and draw conclusions and think about, why did my results come out the way they did? Sometimes you get what you thought you would come out. Maybe the hypothesis you said was correct. And sometimes you don't get the hypothesis that you thought would come out. And that's okay. You're still learning something from it, whether you got the results you thought you would or different results. And lastly, number 6, you have to report. You present your findings, whether you got the hypothesis you did or didn't. You found something out and you tell people what you found. So now, my question, why do we pass gas? I've been thinking about this a lot, and especially since we've been dealing with cows who also pass gas a lot. Why do we pass gas? So now that I have this question, why do we pass gas? I need a hypothesis. I need what do I think the outcome will be? And my thinking is that I think we pass gas, and the gas comes from the food we eat. So that's my hypothesis. The gas we pass, I'm gonna write this here. First we have to start with I hypothesize that. So I hypothesize that. We always start with I hypothesize that the gas we pass comes from the food we eat. I'm thinking that the food we eat all creates gas inside of us, because like food in the refrigerator, if I were to leave it there long enough, it would start decomposing and rotting and get brown and start getting like liquidy, and it would smell bad. And that essentially is what happens to the food in our bodies. If it stays there long enough, it's going to do the same thing, just in a different location. And then if it can't escape, it starts creating funky smells, like when you keep the refrigerator door closed after maybe a long trip. You come home and you open it up and whoo, that smells really bad. Who forgot to leave the eggplant in the refrigerator while we went on vacation, guys? So I think that's what happens inside our body. And then at some point, there's so much of it that our body has to, and then it's out and we all smell it. So now we've got the question and the hypothesis. The next one is the experiment. So experiment. I first need to come up with my materials. What am I going to use to test my hypothesis? So I'm going to write materials here. Materials. You will find very quickly I cannot spell. I struggle with it. So I have to sound everything out. All right. So let's see. Number 1. What do I use for materials? Well, I'm thinking if I could somehow get food from my refrigerator and contain it in some kind of a container, then I could maybe see it. Like if I had like a balloon, say, on top of a water bottle, and I put food inside of it, I could trap that gas, and maybe I could see the gas in the balloon expand as it gets more gassy. So let's see. So number 1, I'm going to say I need a water bottle. one plastic water bottle. Okay, then I'm going to need a balloon, one large balloon. And I'll need some food from the refrigerator. Food from the refrigerator. All right. Then let's see, what else would I need? I'll probably need a knife to cut it. So one knife, and let's see. I'll probably need a plate to put that to cut it on. A plate and a measuring tape to be able to measure how big the balloon expands to once the gas has been created. Measuring tape. Okay, and let's see. I'll probably need markers and pencils and paper to write down my notes. I'm going to put pencil and paper. Let's see. Is there anything else? Water bottle, balloon, refrigerator, knife, plate, measuring tape. I can't think of anything else. Maybe a rubber band to like attach the balloon to the water bottle. Rubber band. Okay. So those are my materials. Now I'm going to need to come up with a list of what I'm going to actually be doing. I'll write that over here under experiment or experiment procedure. A procedure is a list or a series of steps that you follow in order to get something done. So let's see. Number one, probably obtain materials. Obtain material. Let's see, what would I do after that? Well, then I would probably want to take the balloon and attach it to the water bottle. So attach balloon to water bottle opening. Okay, and then, oh wait, before that though, I'd probably want to put the food inside the water bottle. So let's scratch that out. Let's put one in between that. Let's put number 2 as cut up food and place inside water bottle. As you're writing your experiment procedure, you might come up with things that you're like, oh wait, that probably becomes before this one. It's okay to go back and revise. Cut up food and place in water bottle. All right, then I would put the balloon on top. Attach balloon to opening. All right, let's see. So I have my water bottle. I'm trying to think of this in my head with the balloon on top and the food inside. And then I would want to check the measurements every day, I'm assuming. So number 4, measure and record balloon diameter. The diameter of something is the distance around it, as in like a circle. So like how big the balloon is getting, the distance around the circle of the balloon. And I'm thinking that the more the gas, the bigger the balloon will be, so the bigger the diameter. And then number 5, how long would it take, I wonder? If I were to go on a trip for a week and I left something in the refrigerator, it would probably go bad. So maybe I'll do it for 10 days. Let's see after 10 days. Or maybe 2 weeks. 2 weeks sounds good. Let's see. So I'll put here, repeat step 4 every day for 14 days. Okay, and then after that, I would be able to look at my results. Okay, so first, I'm going to need to find my supplies, and I've already got those, so I'll show you what I've got right here. I just found a plastic water bottle we had sitting around. I probably won't use the cap, I'll put that away. And I have some balloons right here. I'm going to put that to the side. See if you can see my water bottle right here. Move it down just a little bit. And then I have some food. So I found an apple from my refrigerator that's already starting to go bad. I had some old lettuce in my refrigerator that looks like it's starting to go brown, and some potatoes that are starting to get some eyes on them. So I'm going to cut up a little bit of all of that, and I'll put it in my water bottle. So here's my knife. Make sure if you are using a knife at home that you probably want to have your parents help you or watch you do that. Just cut up a little piece of this apple. Don't need a lot, I wouldn't think. Let's see. Maybe I'll take the brown part. I'll put that in my water bottle. Stuff it in if it fits. Okay, and then we'll take a little bit of this yucky salad and put it in. Okay, I don't know what type of food makes the most gas. Maybe that could be a different experiment. Like if I put lettuce in one and apples in another and potatoes in another, maybe they would be different sizes and diameter of the balloon at the end of the experiment. That could be like a totally different one. Right now we're just going to see, does it make gas? So, you know, put up some of this potato right here. It's already got some brown spots on it, so that's perfect. Put that in my water bottle. Shove that in. Alright, and then I'm going to put my water balloon on top of it. Just kind of open it up and stick it over the top. Alright, that's on there. And then maybe I'll put my rubber band on just to make sure that it stays on. Because I don't want any gas escaping. Alright. So now, there it is. And now I'll wait. And we'll see what happens. I'll check this every day and make notes and record it. And we'll see what happens.